In Nepal, a digital blackout has ignited a youth-led uprising that is shaking the government to its core. This is the story of the Gen Z protests, an explosive reaction to a sweeping social media ban that has already left at least 19 people dead. It began on September 4, 2025. With no prior warning, the government blocked 26 major platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, WhatsApp, and more. Officials said the companies had refused to register locally and appoint in-country representatives, steps they claimed were needed to curb cybercrime, misinformation, and indecent material. TikTok and Viber, which complied, stayed online. For Nepal's young people, the cutoff felt less like regulation and more like a gag order. Almost immediately, students in school uniforms crowded the streets of Kathmandu and other cities, rallying under banners from groups such as Hami Nepal. What started as a demand for online freedom quickly morphed into a broader movement. Years of frustration fueled the fire. Protesters' chants evolved from "Give back our internet" to "Stop corruption, not social media." Even before the ban, hashtags like #NepoBabies and #NepoKids had highlighted what Gen Z sees as endemic nepotism among aging politicians. With high unemployment and many graduates forced to seek work abroad, the shutdown was viewed as the final insult from leaders who, in their eyes, have already mortgaged the country's future. The first rallies were peaceful. Then barricades went up around Parliament, tear gas canisters arced through the air, and the standoff turned deadly. Police used water cannons, rubber bullets, and, according to eyewitnesses, live ammunition. Hospitals overflowed with the wounded. Morgues began to fill. By week's end, the death toll had reached 19, with hundreds injured on both sides. International condemnation was swift. The United Nations called for an independent investigation, while Amnesty International denounced the unlawful use of lethal force. Under mounting pressure, Home Minister Ramesh Laikak resigned, accepting moral responsibility for the crackdown. Curfews now blanket several cities, and troops patrol parts of the capital. Two stark narratives now compete for Nepal's future. Protesters say they are fighting for fundamental rights, free expression, economic opportunity, and a government that serves citizens rather than silencing them. The blackout has also strangled small businesses and content creators who rely on social networks, and has cut off migrant workers from their families back home. The government insists the ban is about sovereignty and public safety, not censorship. Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli has vowed he would rather resign than lift it, arguing that powerful tech giants must obey Nepali law no matter the economic fallout. What began as a protest over a Wi-Fi icon has exposed deep generational and political fault lines. Curfews may quiet the streets for now, but the anger driving Nepal's Gen Z remains raw and unresolved. The coming weeks will test whether the country's leaders can bridge that divide, or whether a blackout meant to control the narrative ends up rewriting Nepal's history instead.